Greetings, fellow humans. Katrina here. Quick disclaimer, I am a professional. I am not your professional. Nothing I'm about to say should be taken as medical, legal, or otherwise advice. This podcast is purely for entertainment and amusement. That is it. So I thought today I'd talk about what I don't know about generalized anxiety disorder. So generalized anxiety disorder is one type of anxiety disorder. There's actually several in the DSM-5. That's the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual that we call the Big Purple Bible. I think they just came out with a text revision recently. So this is from the original DSM-5, generalized anxiety disorder, the diagnostic criteria. And if you're curious about the numbers don't mean a whole lot, but they do help classify where it is. So the number in the DSM for this disorder is 300.02. And if we're looking at ICD-10 codes, that's the one that like all medical people use, doctors and stuff. The ICD-10 code is F41.1. And there is A, B, C, D, E, F in the criteria. And then under criteria C, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to go through all of them and hopefully it makes sense. So here we go. The diagnostic criteria starts with A, excessive anxiety and worry. So that's apprehensive expectation, occurring more days than not for at least 6 months about a number of events or activities, such as work or school performance. B is the individual finds it difficult to control the worry. C, the anxiety and worry are associated with 3 or more of the following 6 symptoms, with at least some symptoms having been present for more days than not for the past 6 months. So, quick side note is that only one of these items is required when you're talking about children. So these 1 through 6 are restlessness or feeling keyed up or on edge, being easily fatigued. 3 is difficulty concentrating or your mind going totally blank. 4 is irritability. 5 is muscle tension. And finally, sleep disturbance. And this can be difficulty falling asleep, staying asleep, restlessness, or just unsatisfying sleep. D, the 4th item on the criteria for generalized anxiety disorder, is that the worry, anxiety, or physical symptoms cause clinically significant distress or impairment in the social, occupational, or other important areas of functioning. That's a big one. We all get anxiety sometimes. We all worry sometimes. But when that causes significant distress or impairment in what we're trying to do, socially, work, whatever, that's something to look at. E says the disturbance is not attributable to the physiological effects of a substance or other medical condition. So a substance being like a drug or a medication. Another medical condition can be something like hypothyroidism. And then F, the disturbance is not better explained by another mental disorder. For example, anxiety or worry about having panic attacks and panic disorder, negative evaluation in social anxiety disorder, social phobia, contamination or other obsessions in obsessive compulsive disorder, separation from attachment figures in separation anxiety disorder. There's more. Reminders of traumatic events in post-traumatic stress disorder, gaining weight in anorexia nervosa, physical complaints about somatic symptom disorder, perceived appearance flaws in body dysmorphic disorder, and having a serious illness in illness anxiety disorder or the content of delusional beliefs in schizophrenia or delusional disorder. Hope that was confusing and clear as mud, but that is generalized anxiety disorder from page 222 of the DSM-5. And this is interesting because it goes on to talk about like the diagnostic features, the prevalence, the development and course of it. It does also mention that generalized anxiety disorder may be overdiagnosed in children. And then it talks about like some culture-related diagnostic issues, gender-related issues for diagnosing, and then even some of the functional consequences of generalized anxiety disorder. So there's a lot of information in this big purple Bible, and I think that it's really interesting, but I don't use it as a wholehearted, like, everybody's got a label. No, I like to see people from a humanistic perspective. So even though I have the ability to diagnose and I know a little bit about some of this stuff, I don't know everything in the book. And I definitely don't know what I was about to say. That's fun when that happens. All right, so there's no news today. Just had that little bit about generalized anxiety. And with that, I'll wrap up and say that if you want to support the show, you can check out my website and click the button where you can Cashapp Katrinadragon. And remember, I appreciate each and every one of you simply for existing.